All right, what's going on? What's up, buddy? How you holding up?
I want to cry.
Right? It's crazy.
Men don't cry on streams, though, right? Is that?
No, you can. You can. I mean, hey, you might cry on Monday, so you can get the tears out of the way now.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to keep busy today. I'm thinking of cleaning our bathrooms.
Yeah. Oh, you got that nervous energy, right?
Yeah. My brain is just going at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
You should have saw me on Sunday before the Ravens game. So I didn't have to, because it was a 6:30 start. I didn't have to leave for the stadium until like 1 o'clock. I woke up. I didn't really sleep great the night before, and I cleaned everything. It's like all of a sudden you're like, okay, I'm going to get the Clorox out, and I'm going to clean this that I haven't cleaned in weeks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to all of a sudden like dust places that I haven't dusted in months, just because you're trying to do something to take your mind off of it. I'm sure that's how a lot of people feel, honestly.
Yeah, I'm going to go snow blow every driveway in the neighborhood.
Well, if you want to go over to Grand Island, there's another driveway.
I thought it doesn't snow on Grand Island. That's
a good point. You caught me, actually. You caught me.
Yeah.
So we're here, obviously, Howard and I getting you ready for the game. We had a lead in the charge last night. Howard was on the call. Would you have Niagara basketball last night?
Yeah, we had a hell of a game. Niagara and Marist up at the Gallery. Yeah, it was fun.
Okay, so Howard was unable to join last night, but we got him on now. We're excited. I'm in a random hotel in Kansas City. Howard's in the
Bills to win. Did you and Joe pick the Bills?
You know, I think I can tell you this. So Joe has his prediction on The Athletic. Have you read it yet?
I have not, actually.
What do you think he has?
I'm going to say Joe has the Bills winning by 3.
He has the Bills winning by a touchdown.
Ah.
Yes. And I got to say, I think that's part of the reason the nervous energy for a lot of people is starting to build up. They're capable. This team can win. They're a very good team. And actually, it feels like the national perspective is very much in favor of. Last week, it was about the Ravens. This week, it's about the Bills. If you pay attention to the national stuff, a lot of people are picking the Bills to win, which I think is scaring a lot of Bills fans.
Yeah, that's the psychology, right? You don't want people to be all over the Bills bandwagon because there's like this is one of those games, Matt, where I don't know if you've ever learned this as a sports fan. Sometimes we're not the most mentally stable people.
Not at all.
Sometimes our brain does weird things and we don't act normally before a big game. I'm driving around today. I saw Jeremy. I went over to GR. I had to do some features. Jeremy's coming out. I'm going in. And he turns to me and says, "Are they going to win?" Like, first off, if I say it, but then I just, when I start, and then I'm driving around town, Matt, going, I think they're going to win. I do think they're the better team. I do think they will beat Kansas City on Sunday. I'm pretty confident of that, but there's that defense factor of me not wanting to actually think that, because then if they don't win, it's just so crushing. So this is the mind. That's what today is like. My mind, I've done the whole week. I've tried to suppress. I think they're going to win. I've tried to suppress that because I just don't want Sunday night to be really depressing if they don't win.
You prepare yourself to be let down, right?
That's why sports fans, we're nuts. We're really nuts. Look, I don't know, for whatever reason, I just think, and we'll get into it, you'll break it all down,
Yeah.
but the way the Bills have played, the way the offense has played, the way Josh has looked, the way Kansas City's been living on the edge the entire season. They lost one game that actually counted in the standings to them, and it was to the Bills.
Yeah.
And only one team reached 30 points against that defense all season long. It was the Bills.
Yeah.
And we know they can beat the Chiefs, and we know they can win an Arrowhead. They just have to do it in the playoffs.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Connie, thanks for joining us. Connie has commented a couple times. Have fun in Kansas City. Thank you, Connie. We got here yesterday. We've got coverage nonstop over the next couple days. She said hi, Howard, as well. Obviously, if you were watching on X, on YouTube, on Facebook, wherever it is, make sure to send us some comments. You can ask us questions. We can kind of tackle all of the things, no pun intended. So you said you think they're going to win. Is there a reason? Is there one particular reason? I know you kind of laid out a couple different things, but is there like, hey, the Bills do this well, and that's why I think they can win?
Yeah, the offense.
Yeah, I agree.
For every time you're going to play, first off, Kansas City's defense has had a great year. They're number one in scoring defense this season. But every time you play Kansas City, what do you always hear about? Steve Spagnuolo, their defensive coordinator, he confuses quarterbacks. He does this, he does that, which he does. I mean, this is the 9th time Josh Allen is facing Steve Spagnuolo's Kansas City Chiefs defense. So, I mean, I'm pretty confident that he's seen a lot of what they can throw at him. I love the way he's playing. I love the decision-making. I love the fact that the offensive line has been outstanding this season. I love the fact that if the passing game doesn't get off to a great start, they can run the ball with 3 different guys and have success moving the football. I love all of that. I'm supremely confident the offense will do whatever it takes to win this football game.
I mean, Sandra kind of echoes what you just said. I've never felt more confident in our team. Josh will lead us to victory. I just think back to the last 2 games they've played, right? And it's a lot of what you just said. When they played against the Broncos, it was, but the Broncos have one of the best pass rushes in the league, and they've got the most sacks in the NFL. How are the Bills going to be able to overcome that? And then last week it was, but the Ravens have the best run-stopping ability in the NFL. How are the Bills going to be able to overcome that? Kansas City does a lot of things well, but I think the Bills are going to be able to play the type of game that they now feel comfortable playing. I think they're going to run the ball with James Cook, and then when things get sticky, then they're going to run the ball with Josh Allen, and then they're just going to have to hit on a couple big plays. And that's the thing too with the Chiefs. Like, the Chiefs defense is very good. They've been a bit leaky in their run defense the last couple weeks. It honestly comes back to when Amenahu came back, one of their premier pass rushers. They started to get after the quarterback more effectively, but their ability to stop the run a little bit took a dip. And the Bills played that game earlier in the season without Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown might be their best run blocker that they have on the team. I think they're going to target away from Chris Jones and just run until the Chiefs prove that they can stop it.
Well, I mean, that was the game plan against Baltimore, right? Run the ball, run the ball. I mean, the first half was all about being able to run the football and see how Baltimore would adjust, which they did. In the second half, they brought more guys to the line of scrimmage. They did some run blitzes, and you adjust accordingly. So I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills did that again on Sunday, just to see maybe they believe that's the way to attack this Kansas City team. Look, and I don't go into a game thinking, the Bills have to have the ball, so keep X other team's quarterback off the field. But hey, the less Mahomes is on the field, the better it is for the Bills.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good question from Charity, and a couple other people have asked about it too. Can Bishop hold up without Rapp? I think that's probably the thing that I'm the most concerned about for the Bills defense, just because the definition of the safety position is to be like the last line of defense, right? You are the safety valve of the defense. And we have seen him get beat over the top a few times in the season. He did it against Houston with Nico Collins. He did it last weekend against Bateman. There was another one that happened at some point in the season. He is physical and he is athletic, but I'm a little worried about him getting beat over the top for a big play. And if there was ever a team that had the ability to do that, it's probably the team that has Xavier Worthy, the fastest guy in the NFL, and Hollywood Brown, whose specialty is stretching the field.
Yeah, and it's, you talk about that was the luxury of having Hyde and Poyer all those years, right? The Bills were one of the best in the league about not getting beat over the top and not giving up explosive pass plays. Think about the first 2 playoff games against Denver and Baltimore. They've given up explosive pass plays. There have been plays where guys have gotten behind the defense. So yeah, if there is one concern, if you had to say, what is your main concern in the matchup of the Bills defense against the Chiefs offense outside of injuries? We know Rapp is out, hoping Benford can play, hoping Milano's okay. Yeah. Outside of injuries, the number one concern would be Cole Bishop, DeMar Hamlin against Patrick Mahomes and those speedy wide receivers. There's no question that would be the main concern.
Yeah, and I think you would usually combine that with the Chiefs' ability to run the ball, but this year it has not
Yeah,
been
not that
as
great.
explosive. Now,
Right.
everybody I've talked to, like this morning, I talked to the guys at 96.5 The Fan, the Odyssey station down in Kansas City, and they said the same thing that Mackenzie Nelson from the TV station in Kansas City told me. It's like they're going to ride Kareem Hunt. Like
Yeah.
Pacheco's going to be in the game, but Kareem Hunt is the more explosive player. If you get torched by Kareem Hunt,
Yeah.
then you don't deserve to be trying to be a Super Bowl team or whatever.
Yep.
I also feel a little bit more confident about their ability to stop the run after what we've seen the last few weeks. I know Henry started to gash him in the second half. That's Derrick Henry. We're talking Kareem Hunt is a player who was not signed earlier in the year compared to a first ballot Hall of Famer freak of nature that is Derrick Henry.
No, and look, this is one of those things where it could, you say it and it could come back to haunt you.
Oh yeah, you're always
not going to lose this football game because the Chiefs run wild on them. If they lose this football game, it's very simple. Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, Hollywood Brown. I don't even know about Xavier Worthy. Again, that's probably another thing that'll come back. If they lose this game, I feel like Kelce has the game he had against Houston in the wild card game, and Hollywood Brown beats him downfield. That's it, plain and simple.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Max says, are we leaning towards Benford playing? So, I mean, it's a good sign that he practiced on Wednesday and Thursday. It's a little precarious. How about that word choice from me?
Ooh,
a little
nice.
Precarious that he was not available today for a personal matter and he remains in concussion protocol. But, excuse me, the fact that he practiced the last 2 days gives me the sense that, like, unless it just really has not gone according to plan, that they are planning to have him out there. And I will say it's a very good sign that both Milano and Taron Johnson were full participants today. That's a good sign. Charity Douglas hasn't covered well lately. You know what's funny? I've noticed that as well. It feels like the cornerback position has been a bit more inconsistent since the Rams game. That was the game when you're like, ooh, but there's also Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
This team has good receivers, but I don't know if they have great receivers. How do you feel about the Chiefs' weapons on offense?
Yeah, again, I'll just say it, and hopefully you cross your fingers. I'd be more worried about Kelce than anybody else. Clearly.
For sure.
I mean, he's, it's funny. I mean, there was all this talk this season. He's 35 years old. There was talk this season. His numbers aren't that great. Is he slowing down? But the last month plus, he's looked like the old Travis Kelce. You think about the game that was played here. The game that was played here in Week 11, he had 4 targets, 2 catches, and 8 yards.
Yeah.
What are the odds of that happening again? We know what he's done against the Bills in the past. Yeah, he's my number one guy. It's not Pacheco. It's not Hunt. It's not Brown. It's not Worthy. It's not anybody else. It is my fear of Travis Kelce having that crazy game that they can't stop.
You look at the entire season for the Chiefs, and this has been something that has been talked about over and over and over. They haven't gone over 30 points. That is their ceiling for the season offensively.
Yep.
And that's the thing that I keep going back to, and one of the reasons I'm a bit confident. What if they have their best offensive game of the season and they score 30 points? I still think the Bills can win. I still think that they could score 31.
Right. Well, now we're getting back into 13 seconds. Huh? I mean, I don't know if it'll be 42-36, but yes, it could absolutely be that kind of game. But I don't think that's going to happen, Matt. I mean, their offense is who they've been for this season. Now you can, again, Pacheco missed time. Hopkins was an in-season signee, right? Hollywood Brown missed a ton of time. So I get it there. This is who they're supposed to be, the personnel they have right now. But I don't think that's going to happen. Look, their offensive line has had some issues. They've really had problems at offensive tackle. They've had 3, I think maybe 4 different starters at left tackle. I think the Bills can get some pressure on Mahomes in this game. He had a career high in sacks this season. You look at their numbers. Their scoring offense was middle of the pack. Their rushing offense was, like 22nd. Their red zone offense was not that great.
I know.
So it's not the Kansas City we're used to. That doesn't mean they can't roll out of bed Sunday and win, but I'm just saying I just don't see them having a bananas 30-plus point game against the Bills on Sunday.
Barb, as I'm sure like a lot of people, my anxiety is off the wall with this game. LOL, go Bills. Barb, I know you feel like a lot of people feel this way. I love this comment from Charity. Can we bring this up? The refs scare me too. And the reason I actually like the comment is because I think that this works in the favor of the Bills. I really do. I feel like because the narrative nationally has been so like on the front, just front and center this week about the
Yep.
refs.
Yep.
I feel like there's no way the Chiefs are getting favorable calls in the AFC Championship after the week of conversation we've just had. I know that might be like a little bit too much like
Yeah.
galaxy brain, but like there's no way the league is going to be cool with the Chiefs getting 3 penalties to the Bills' 10 penalties. I just don't see that happening.
Yeah, I hope you're right, because I think I'm trying not to let the bias of being a Buffalo fan interfere with
Mhm.
my head and make a knowledgeable opinion. But it does feel like Kansas City, Mahomes, and the Chiefs get way more than their fair share. Look, Josh has had some calls go in his
Oh,
favor
yeah. Oh,
on
for
roughing the
sure.
quarterback. So,
For
you
sure.
get to that level, you do typically, but it feels like it's gone way overboard with Kansas City. I was walking out of the building today. One of my colleagues from WBEN, I said, go Bills. And his response was, yeah, as long as we don't have to beat the refs too.
Mhm.
But so it is. I think it's absolutely a concern because it seems like just when you think there's a negative play, somehow the Chiefs get a flag thrown and they get the
Yeah.
benefit of the call. And I hope to God that doesn't happen on Sunday.
Yeah, I was watching a breakdown of the ref matchup, and it's interesting. I believe the Chiefs have a losing record with Cleat Blackman or whatever his name is as the referee, and the Bills are very good with him as the
Good,
referee. So it's
good.
interesting. We have better refs this game. Brett, how do we feel about? Oh, big long. Yeah,
Oh,
we'll
that
go to
was a
Brett,
big
then
one.
we'll go to Brett, then we'll go to Max. Brett, how do we feel about special teams? I'm a proponent for booting it out of the end zone on kickoffs, and I haven't seen that consistently. Hate the risky good field position. Well, I agree with that in theory, Brett. I will say that I would be surprised if they activate Condrenton. Not activate, but if he plays this week, I think they'll just keep using Shakir as their punt returner. But let me ask you this. Where is your confidence level in Bass? Did you hear what they were talking about this morning, Jeremy and Joe on
No,
GR?
go ahead. I'm just looking for a stat. Go ahead.
Jeremy and Joe were having the conversation of Tyler Bass 42-yarder to win it, but if he
Oh, I saw that
misses,
tweet. Yeah,
yeah, if he misses, you lose. If he makes it, you win. Would you sign
I,
up for that? I think
I
I'd sign
did.
up for that.
I voted yes. I would
I
sign up.
agree.
You tell me the game. Look, he's been good. I mean, again, I don't want to jinx things. I'm
Uh-huh.
not superstitious. I'm just sportstitious.
Yeah,
But he's been good. I mean, he's
I
been
agree.
much more consistent over the last month to 2 months of the season. He's hit his last 10 field goals. The last miss he had was against the Lions.
Mhm.
He's gotten much better on his extra points after the first 2 months of the season. He's hit from 50 plus yards, Matt. He's 5 of 5 this season. Keep in mind, Harrison Butker is 2 of 5 from 50 plus. So if
Yeah.
there are some long field goal attempts on Sunday, statistically, I'm not worried about Bass. And to
Uh-huh.
the return factor, Kansas City's not great in terms of returns this season. I don't think there's a
Uh-huh.
guy you'd say, punt or kick, keep it away from
Mhm.
them. I know fans freak out a little bit about some special teams giving up a couple of returns. I don't think that's something you'd be worried about where, oh my God, Bass has got to get it in the end zone.
Can I ask you a weird hypothetical question, just like very random?
Yeah.
If you could
Love
pick,
those.
if you knew the Bills were going to win, like
Yeah.
you got a fortune teller who tells you the Bills are going to the Super Bowl, how would you pick they win if you knew that it was going to happen? Does it need to be a game-winning field goal? Would you want a blowout? Would you want a Bills stop on Mahomes? Would you want a Chiefs missed field goal to win it? Like if you knew it was
Oh,
going to work in the Bills' favor,
I know exactly what I want.
what do you
I
want?
want the closest thing to dagger in the heart that you can get. I want 42-36 at the touchdown at the end, near the end of the fourth quarter. I want the Bills how about last play of the game, time run, literally the last play of the game, and the Bills are down 6.
Mm-hmm.
Josh, I don't care. He runs in, he throws a touchdown. I want last play of the game. Bills get a touchdown. Bass hits the kick. Goodbye, Kansas City.
That's brilliant. Mine would be the Bills take the lead with 13 seconds left.
Oh
All
my
right.
God.
Poetically, the Bills take the lead with 13 seconds left. They kick it short like they should have the last time. And then Joe Andreessen forces the fumble that the Bills recover. Thank
Buffalo
you.
Joe.
Thank you.
Very nice.
Thank you. It would be it would be so poetic.
By the
Let's
way,
go back to
I mean, a blowout is the obvious answer, of course, like 51-3.
Uh-huh.
That would be the less stress.
Yes. All right. I think Joe Brady unloads this game. I think there will be plays we haven't seen this year. Didn't love the play calling last week. Hopefully, we've got the foot on the pedal. Don't play conservative. Wasn't a fan of the screen to Knox, even though that might have been Josh's decision. Let's get the ball downfield. I think Amari has a role in this game. 2 big catches. Well, Max, Amari had a big game against the Chiefs last time with 2 big catches, actually. I do think that this is going to be we are going to do what we do, but we're also going to leave nothing in our back pocket. And I feel like they've got a couple of those plays, that they'll have dialed up. I don't doubt Joe Brady in this game. I feel like I've got confidence in both coordinators. Is that fair?
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to doubt either coordinator at this point. I agree with the point about I'd like to see a little more downfield passing. I thought the passing offense was rather conservative. Now, I don't know if that was by design against Baltimore or the way the Ravens were playing it. And I mean, it's funny. The one thing we've talked about with Josh, one of the things he's gotten better at is making the right choice, right? Check it down, safer throw, just make positive plays, don't force it. But it's funny. I'm watching the Baltimore game going, these 4-yard passes are killing me. Let's get something going downfield. So I would like to see them stretch the field a little bit against Kansas City. Again, that remains to be seen. They've got their top 2 corners are really good.
Yeah, they are.
Duffy and Watson. So this is a very tough, difficult matchup. And the Bills aren't really, you tell me, the Bills aren't really a trick play offense. I'm not even talking like Ben Johnson level. I'm talking like a trick play. They don't really do that.
Oh, that would be like a hook and ladder or something.
Kind of trick play would be really cool.
Would be really, as long as it works, right? If it falls,
I vote for it working, Matt. Yes.
Yeah. They tried to trick play in the playoffs last year against the Chiefs, and it really did not work.
Yeah.
All right, we'll close out here with this. Give me an X factor on both sides of the ball that you think could be a difference maker.
Oh, an X factor on both sides of the ball. That's a good one, Matt. I should have had an answer ready for that. You know what? I'll go. I mean, he's not unknown, obviously, but I'll say Terrell Bernard. I think this is, he had that big forced fumble against Mark Andrews. I just think he makes splash plays. He makes game-changing plays. So I'll go Terrell Bernard on defense. An X factor on offense. Boy, the easy answer is James Cook, because I don't think people talk about James Cook enough and his role in this offense and how good he is. But you want something different, right? Let me throw a wild card in this. Ready?
Yeah.
Mac Hollins.
Ooh, fun. That's a good one.
Because you know what? We all keep waiting. We're all thinking, well, they're saving Amari Cooper. He doesn't get a lot of snaps. They don't throw the ball to him for whatever reason. I think it's hard to put a rookie as an X factor in Coleman for this game. I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, Shakir's really good. So I'll go, if you don't expect it, Mac Hollins to have like a 5-catch, 1 touchdown game.
Mine will be on offense, and it's actually what Max said, Dalton Kincaid, just because I do think that this is a potential. And it's funny because if you would have said this 3 months ago, you would have been like, how could he be an X factor? He might be one of their most dangerous weapons. Well, he hasn't done anything for the last 2 months. So I think Dalton Kincaid could have a big role in this game. And when I say big role, I'm not saying 9 targets, 7 catches, 100 yards. I'm saying there's 3 or 4 plays that they need him to make, and he makes them. So he'll be my guy on offense. And then defense, my guy is Daquan Jones. They need Daquan Jones to eat in the middle of the line. And because that's the other thing too, right? The Chiefs moved Joe Thuney from guard to tackle, which has shored up the left side. But now all of a sudden their interior line is a little bit more susceptible. I think if he can do what he needs to do, that might free things up for Ed Oliver, for Greg Rousseau, and then they should be able to get Mahomes off of his spot. Now, when he gets off his spot, usually the guy he's looking for is Travis Kelce or down the field. You're just going to have to limit those big plays from happening. So, yeah, this is a fun one. So thank you for jumping on. Anything you want to say as we say goodbye?
Have you seen a lot of Bills fans in KC yet?
You know what? I haven't. I wish I could tell you, I'd give you a lie and say, oh, yeah, they're all over
tomorrow.
My guess is that a lot of them are coming in today and they're taking the long weekend, or they're coming in tomorrow. This is my 6th time here since the AFC Championship, which was 4 years ago today, by the way.
Oh, wow.
And there always are a ton of them here. And I would imagine that it's the exact same thing now. It was just, I got here Thursday. It's a little too early in the week. I don't think a lot of people are taking off Thursday, Friday, and Monday potentially for this game. So, yeah, I'm sure there'll be a lot, but we'll see. I just know people are very nervous.
Weather is going to be okay?
Yeah, weather looks okay. It's cold. It's colder here than it actually is in Buffalo right now. Um, Bills win. I'll run in Kenmore naked is what somebody just said. Wow. All right.
Ooh,
I'm sure a
okay.
lot of
Well,
I'm sure a lot of people will be celebrating.
I'm going to pass on that. I will not guarantee that. Okay.
Yes,
I'll just celebrate.
indeed. All right, thank you for doing this, buddy. I appreciate it.
All right, let's go. Go Bills.
Yeah, well, we'll do a show on Monday, and it'll either be the most important, best show that we've done, and they'll be going to the Super Bowl, or it'll be the most depressing one we've done.
I'm not doing the show if they lose.
Well,
You and Joe and Dom can handle it.
you know, it would be just poetic if like Joe and I
I
can't
feel a
get
cough
back.
coming.
Well, how about this? Joe, Dom, and I, none of us can get back from Kansas City. You got to do it by yourself. You got to sit there for an hour by yourself.
Well, I mean, I used to do 4 hours with Jeremy. I guess an hour by myself. I'll see if
That's easy.
Jeremy can fill in. What about Jeremy and I do the TV show Monday night?
Oh, it would be Yeah, it would be. And then we get a whiner line. We'll set up a whiner line.
Oh,
And
yeah,
people can
no,
just call in. All right, thank you,
good.
Howard.
All right, Matt. Have fun.
All right, thanks everyone for commenting, watching, tuning in, and we'll have more content tonight. Obviously, we're here. Channel 7 is here, so we'll have continued coverage at WKBW. Thanks for watching, and enjoy your weekend.